Hi, so now we're going to talk about definitions. Now, I've introduced you to the concept, if you watched the Introduction to Debate Concepts lecture, which I hope you did, to the concept of topics and why topics are important, and the more complex concept on definitions, and how you can have different definitions, and why it's important to show direction in the debate. Right, so today we're going to analyze that in more detail and talk about the real impact that those definitions have. Try to understand why they're really important, look at different ways to identify strengths and failures of definitions, how to make those definitions effectively. And then at the end of this lecture, we're going to analyze a few different topics and different kinds of topics that lead to different kinds of debates. But let's start with a discussion. Right? It's always more interesting that way, I think, at least. So let's say we have this topic. We believe that abortion should be banned. Okay? Think about who this debate applies to, where and when this debate happens, and what are some important words in this debate for this topic. Discuss it among yourselves, or sit down and contemplate this for a while and try to answer these questions. Well, I'm going to skip ahead and assume you've done this discussion. You can pause the video if you want, and I'll freeze in time until you're ready to do the discussion, which is now. So let's look at it. So who does this debate apply to? Well, I guess it applies to women, to the unborn fetus, to men. Sure, why not? You need men to make babies. To society in general, the religious community, to many different individuals, right, that all have a stake in that issue. These people are called the stakeholders, right? Stakeholders, I hope you can see all of that, right? So much like stockholders who hold stocks in a company, stakeholders hold a stake, right? And a stake here is not just a stake, but a stake is an interest. So I hold an interest in this issue of abortion. And different people hold a more direct stake or a more direct interest, and some people hold a more indirect interest. So it's important in the debate to talk about, well, you don't have to say this applies only to these individuals or not to these other individuals, but it's important to focus on groups which you think are more important for the debate, right? What about the second one? Where does this debate happen? When does it happen? I don't know. I guess if abortion should be banned, it happens in a place where abortion is currently legal, right? So it could be in a specific country, right? The United States of America. It could be in any and every country where abortion is legal. Where it happens, I guess the best time is to happen now. It's always better to define a debate in the present tense rather than in the past or in the future, because there are a lot more things you don't know when it's in the past or in the future. Finally, what are some important words that need to be defined? Right? You need to define the word abortion, maybe the word ban, right? So what kind of abortion, what level of abortion, is the morning after pill, does that qualify as an abortion? Because there's a possibility of life that's ended. Is it in the first trimester, the second trimester? What kind of abortion? Abortion for any reason. How are you going to implement this ban? Right? Now, you don't have to define every single word. Sometimes it's important to define who we are, because this is the where the debate is happening, right? So the debate happens in Korea. We are Koreans. We believe abortion should be banned, but you don't need to define the word should and be and believe. Like those things, people can generally assume what it means, right? That's good. Great. Did you all have the same who, where, and important words? Or did some people have different who, where, and important words? Maybe? Before we move on, let's look at a different topic, a second topic. I'm going to change this topic into something different, but something slightly similar.